Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Monday, the 5th of September 2022. Today we're going to start off with some comments from Gary Rowett. Some more comments from Gary Rowett about the game that's just taken place on Saturday against Blackpool. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk. Lions boss gives detailed answer on formation approach and why major change isn't required. Gary Rowett has given a detailed answer on Millwall's formation and reckons that their usually impressive home form over an extended period is proof as to why a wholesale change is not required. Yeah, he says this every now and then as the fans moan and say we're too defensive, we're playing five at the back, and then he comes out with this comment every month or so. The Lions boss switched to a 5-2-1-2 formation for Saturday's 2-1 victory over Blackpool. I'll be really honest, I was toying with switching to a 4, but I didn't think we had the time to do the work on it, said Rowett. I just felt let's do something slightly different. George Honeyman naturally plays centrally better. Bogey has come into the game and played quite a few games in quick succession. I felt it would benefit him to come on and impact the game if we needed it. George just opened space in there by running. I said it before, I'm not particularly wed to a system. 5 at the back is something that has worked quite well for us over a long period of time, but it only works well if your players perform and show composure on the ball. Once you make 2-3 passes in the build-up, then it allows you to get your wing backs a little bit higher. It allows your 10 to start linking with the 2 forwards. We did that a little bit better today. One of the midfielders joined in and tried to make that extra attacking player as well, but there are other games it won't work. That's football. We were brave second half. It's a system where you have to pass the ball, and we did that in the right areas. Then we started going forward into the strikers a little earlier with quality, and that's the key. It's got to be with quality. The international break would allow Rowett extra time on the training ground if he did feel the need to go to a back 4. But Millwall have now taken the most championship home points since the start of the 21-22 campaign. Okay. What is that stat? Millwall have taken the most championship home points since the start of the 21-22 campaign. So over the last 2 seasons, are they talking about? Start of last season and then the start of this one. So they're adding 2 seasons together. We've got the best home form. I don't think we have to tinker too much with Row. I understand that you go and lose to QPR and everyone feels horrendous about it and everyone is bored of what they are seeing. That's just human nature. I've been here 3 years, I can't change that. Unfortunately, I've got to do what I believe in and what I feel is right. If that is changing to a back 4, then it is changed to a back 4. If it's keeping a back 5, then it's keeping a back 5. The system is less important than the mentality and attitude which we play it. Second half, we moved the ball well and got into great areas. Scotty Malone ends up wide left because we're passing the ball. He's releasing the handbrake again into those areas. We always have to be flexible to win games. I don't think we're ever in a situation like some teams who turn up and just open individuals will have the quality to win you the game. We have to work hard as a team to do that. So whatever you think of Gary Rowett, I don't know, kind of admire that he doesn't let the noise distract him and he's just cracking on and doing what he wants to do. So, and he's going to get judged on that. So fair play to him. Yeah, stick to your guns and if you believe in it, do what you feel is right, which is over the last 2 years. There's been a lot of pressure on people to do things in terms of COVID and stuff, and people just rejected all of that, and they've been cracking on. So it's a certain type of person who has the ability to stand up for themselves, I guess, have a vision of what's right and what's wrong in their head, and they just carry on. And Gary Rowett and 5 at the back is he believes in that very, very much. So we've got the injury update, and this is from southwarknews.co.uk. Millwall Boss's injury update ahead of September international break. The Lions could have 1 or 2 players back in their squad once the championship resumes next month. Yeah, we've got 11 days now until Blackburn away on the 1st of October. So Gary Rowett is hopeful that some of his injured players could return to action after the September international break. The Lions are currently without Mason Bennett and Ryan Leonard, both of whom suffered hamstring tears in August, whilst Sean Hutchinson tore his groin the first half of the 2-0 win against Cardiff City. Rowett admitted that Hutchinson is the most likely to make it back in time for Millwall's next game, a trip to Blackburn Rovers on October the 1st, while Bennett and Leonard shouldn't be too far behind him. I think Hutchie will have a good chance, he said after Saturday's win against Blackpool. He's probably the closest. I think Benno isn't far behind, and I think we won't be far off with a game or two after the international break. I think Lenny is the one that's difficult to get timescale on. I think he's going to get rescanned. So if we get good results, then maybe we can start to accelerate his progress. If not, he might be one that might just be a little behind that. Does the international break come at a good time? I don't know. We won our last game and then we didn't play against Sunderland. Then that period felt like we lost it with momentum. If there's an international break, then you want to win the game before it. That's probably all I'm thinking about at the minute. So there you go. And moving on to this from SuffolkNews.co.uk. Constructive criticism for Millwall summer signing on first midfield start. Callum Styles is a starting midfielder for the Hungarian national team. What's that going to do with anything? So Gary Rowett was impressed by how Callum Styles played in the field against Blackpool, but admits that the Barnsley loanee will need to improve off the ball in the coming weeks. The Hungarian international played his first 2 games for the Lions as a left wing back, but he moved up to his natural midfield role in Saturday's 2-1 win against the Seasiders. Rowett considered that he's best positioned to be in the middle of the park, something which Styles agrees with, although the Millwall boss has admitted that he faces a lot of competition for a place in the starting lineup, given the options at his disposal. I thought he did really well on the ball, Rowett said after the game. I thought there were some good moments. He showed some real quality. I think there was a moment in the game where it was a little bit hectic. The ball went up in the air and came down, and where you might have expected him to hook it on or head it forward, he just brought it down, relaxed and played. I think with that comes 1 or 2 bits out of possession where I maybe need him to be a little bit more aggressive and alert. But he hasn't played in there for a little bit. He played in there for Hungary against England. He's a quality player. I just felt that him and Billy Mitchell actually dovetailed quite well today. There were some good bits. I thought when Shax went in there with the 3 of them, they looked quite good. And Sav has shown what good player he is over a long period of time. We've got good options in there, the likes of George Evans, who I tried to start him today, but I just felt it was another game where we should go on again and with what we've got and see if it improves. It's up to those players to keep doing the right things to stay or to get into the team. So Blackpool are so bad in Gary Rowett's opinion that not only did he swap the goalkeeper out because he wanted to give George Long a game and think, well, it's Blackpool, they're pretty easy. He considered to actually like bloody starting George Evans. And we only just scraped past Blackpool 2-1 with what you could say was a weakened team. Arguably, I don't know. But I think he's still a better goalkeeper than George Long, but they both have their different qualities. So, a little reminder, we're going to end the video with a Loanwatch, talking about the under-21s players that are out on loan. Before we get to do a little reminder, you can watch Millwall under-21s versus Charlton Fleck under-21 Millwall TV. This game is taking place Tuesday afternoon, 2 p.m. It is actually being played at the Den. You can go there and watch the game for £5 if you wish to do that. If you can't do that, you can watch it on your computer, Millwall TV. You need a Millwall profile. Go to the millwallfc.co.uk, Millwall's official website. Sign up with a Millwall profile if you haven't already done that. And then go to subscriptions, match passes, probably what it says here. So let's wonder what it says there. It's yeah. So yeah, you need to log in, and you need to subscribe. When you log in with Mill profile, I think you're automatically on Mill TV. You need to subscribe to Mill TV Plus, but you can get a match pass, which I guess you can do by going to matches and then under 21 matches, match center, and maybe tomorrow it'll be here. Maybe you have to be subscribed. See, I'm not subscribed at the minute, so maybe it's that. But there you go. If you want to watch it from the comfort of your home on your computer, or by casting it to your TV, it's going to cost you £3. Now, we're going to finish the video by talking about the Loanwatch situation. Before we do, Alex Mitchell's had a word with the local press up in Perth, which is where St Johnstone are based, the Courier.co.uk. St Johnstone have put down solid foundations, says on loan Mill defender Alex Mitchell. St Johnstone defender Alex Mitchell believes the foundations are built in place for a strong Premiership campaign. And backing up one shutout with another, this time in the 0-0 draw against Ross County, was the proof of it. Yeah, the last game out, they drew 0-0 with Ross County. They were at home, and that was a winnable game for them on paper. They don't have many of those, so for them to get a draw in that game was probably an opportunity missed. 2 clean sheets in a row is good, said the on loan Millwall man. At the start of the season, we were letting in some soft goals. Fingers crossed we've rectified that. I wouldn't say that we've been cheated out of points, but I do feel that we've let a few slip. Hibs game was one. Aberdeen and Hearts were maybe others. Rectifying those simple mistakes I was talking about is really important. I think we've got to get a lot more clean sheets over the course of the season and give our attack a base to build on. The good thing about the 4 centre backs, Mitchell, Ryan, Considine and Liam Gordon, is we can work with each other well in different combinations. There's a real cohesion, and we're giving each other tough competition to be in the starting 3. I have to say that John Mahan is knocking on the door as well. He's looking very good in training. It will keep everybody on their toes. Mitchell has barely put a foot wrong since arriving from South London, and switching seamlessly from the middle of the back 3 to the right side on Saturday was another feather in his cap. I got a bit of a nosebleed in the first half, he joked. It's obviously a bit different. There's a bit more 1v1 defending. You have to be technically switched on, but I really enjoyed it. If I do play that position more regularly, hopefully you'll see me contribute to the team going forward. I played it all season at Leyton Orient. Once I get into the flow of it, I'll be running up and down the line. When you're in the middle, the main task is mopping things up and giving the ball back to someone better. On the outside, you've got to drive in and play 2-touch with the wing back. The gaffer works hard with me on that in training, touch and play, and it worked quite a lot in the first half when Dre was a good outball for us. This season is going to be so important for me as a footballer. Each game I'm getting more comfortable and I think I'm improving technically. The manager here is demanding more from me on that side of things. Mitchell has now seen enough top-flight football in Scotland to know that the season will be one of fine margins for Saints and most other teams in this division. It's a tight league already, he said. You know that any team you're playing can turn up and play really well against you. Ross County are one of those. There were times when we felt in control and other times they were a real threat. Mitchell saw Gordon show his captaincy credentials when he was out on the team, and at the weekend he got to see them in the heat of battle. He's been massive for me, said the Londoner, a real role model. But off the pitch, he's really helped me settle to the point where he was helping me out with getting a flat. On the pitch, that performance showed what a good player he is. He was unlucky with the timing and the injury he got. You wouldn't tell me that was his first start by the way he played in that game. Indeed. So there you go. Alex Mitchell giving an interview to press. Sounds like he's enjoying it there, and he's doing well. Good luck to him. So let's have a look at his stats from that game against Ross County. He sorted this by rating. He was second best player for St John's 7.45. He had 60 touches of the ball, passing accuracy of 64.1. He won 4 aerials, which is the second most. Now he said he was going forward. What did he actually do going forward? Nothing. He didn't really do anything. Defensively, so 3 tackles, which is I think is the most, yeah, joint most. 3 interceptions, which is the most, yeah. Clearances, not the most, only 2, and 2 block shots, which looks like it may be the most as well, yeah. So there you go. Defensively, doing quite well. 3 tackles, 3 interceptions, 2 clearances, and 2 block shots. Passing wise, what are we on? So he had 39 passes, 64.1% accuracy, 1 cross which was not accurate, 10 long balls, 4 of those were accurate. Pretty decent game, gets him a 7.45 rating against Ross County, which they probably should have won that game. Now, moving on to Dagenham and Redbridge. 4, Altrincham 1. Now, this game featured Mill's Kamarl, who played the full 90 minutes. There he is, their number 5, as they beat them 4-1. We have a little look for. So after 33 minutes, Daggers doubled their lead. A brilliant ball from Loney. Kamarl Grant fell to Matt Robertson in the midfield, which was worked out wide to Valetti. Valetti cut inside on his right foot goal. A wonderful effort in off the post. So Kamarl Grant getting a bit of a mention in the match report from daggers.co.uk, and he helped set one of the goals. So pretty decent stuff there from Kamarl Grant. 90 minutes in the Dagenham Redbridge were playing in the National League, and they ended up winning 4-1. So good for you. And in the other teams, for goalkeepers Ryan Sanford and Joe Wright. Joe Wright is on a season-long loan with Bath City, and Ryan Sanford is on a month's loan at Weymouth. So this is Weymouth first. It's FA Cup week. It's FA Cup week for these guys. I think it's second qualifying round. So Weymouth. This is upterrors.co.uk, which is Weymouth's official website, and yeah, they won 3-1 away at Winchester City, which is good for them because they are rooted at the bottom of the National League South. So a good distraction for them. And on 25 minutes, the hosts were awarded a free kick halfway inside their attacking half towards the left flank. This being a rare opportunity in the half to test keeper Ryan Sam. Okay, and the next one. There was a moment of confusion on the hour mark. Substitute Claudio Herbert fired a long-range shot from the left flank, only for keeper Ryan Sanford to spill and clutch it on the goal line. There were appeals for the goal to be given, with accusations of the ball crossing the line, but without any indication of a decision, the referee picked up the ball, walked over to the stricken Cipriano, who stayed down following an earlier challenge, and then walked back over and dropped the ball for Sanford to play on, baffling fans, players, and the bench. So it seems a bit of a Sanford. Luckily, he made a mistake, but luckily he rectified it by getting back in time and getting on the line and getting away with that one. So there you go. That's the match report. That's all there is in the match report for Winchester City 1, Weymouth 3 in the FA Cup qualifying round. Second qualifying round, yeah. And then we're going to move on to Joe Wright for Bath City. What we're on? This is BathCityFC.com. And this is a short and sweet one here. City face replay after seeing 2-goal lead slip. So City face a trip to Hampshire on Tuesday evening, tomorrow, after they had a 2-goal half-time lead slip against Hartley Whitney. Exactly, who are they? In the FA Cup second qualifying round at Twerton Park this afternoon, City looked to be in full control of the tie after they struck twice during the latter stages of the first half. Blah 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 blah. The Southern League Premier Division South side grabbed a lifeline with 20 minutes left when Joe Wright produced a fine save, only for the ball to fall kindly for Ishun to net from 8 yards. And 6 minutes later, they levelled the tie when Nur curled a stunning 20-yard shot past Wright. City pressed forward, blah 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 blah. So yeah, they were 2-0 up, and they ended up finishing the game out 2-2. They now have to go to a replay away at a team that's in divisions below them, so that's not ideal for Bath City. Bit of local news as well. I know we're into the international break, so there's not going to be any Millwall apart from the under-21s tomorrow, but Welling and Fisher also in this competition, the FA Cup second qualifying round. Fisher went to Welling and drew 0-0, and now it's going to be at Fisher, so maybe keep an eye on that one if you want to go and see a game this week. And on that note, thank you for watching, and